Hi all. Hi sir. Good morning. Hi sir. I'm audible to you.
Good morning, sir.
Hello everyone.
Hello. Hi sir. Very good morning sir.
Hi. Yeah. Yes. The other guys. Am I audible to everyone?
Yes sir.
Okay. All our same guys who have joined me yesterday. Fine. I'm just sharing my screen. Please confirm about the screen. Hope you can see my
Yeah, we
screen.
are able to use. Yes sir.
Oh, fine. I'll put this on record.
The recording has started.
Okay. So I hope everybody was there yesterday and you have been into the explanation yesterday. And what we have discussed yesterday is about like how project initiates, a couple of points on type of projects, a SAP methodology, that is how project starts and how it goes live, and about SAP's landscape. So before I proceed, I would like to take the confirmation that do you have any queries in mind for our yesterday's discussion? Anybody? Is anybody who is having a confusion about yesterday's discussion? Fine. So, would like to shoot 2-3 questions on what we have discussed yesterday, just for a review. What is system landscape? Just anybody who can come up on mic, say what is SAP's landscape. Everybody? Arrangement of server, you can call it as client environment, architecture of SAP. Yes, something. How many servers required according to SAP's methodology? I hope my question
There are the
is
three.
clear.
There are the three. Sir, this is Malia 3. There are the three servers. We have development, quality, and PRD.
Okay. Is it only
Production
three? Is it
last.
only three?
Sorry,
Only
sir?
three?
Sorry, sir?
Or based on requirement we can
Yes, sir. Based upon the requirements, sir.
Okay. I hope I explained development server there are three more.
No, sorry,
What's that? In development it's three server.
Sir, your voice is coming double.
Mine is quite clear. Fastest Wi-Fi right now.
No, sir. For me, getting the two.
See,
No,
this
sir.
is-
For me, getting the
see, this
the
is-
voice is getting repeating the same two times.
Why it's happening? Because let me tell you one point. You are logging two devices. One with laptop, another with your mobile. So make sure. See, now I'm not getting any echo.
Sir, I have to log to my laptop only, sir, not the mobile.
Okay, no problem. Okay, see, now it's not getting echo. Yes, so I have got that. So how many types of projects we have discussed yesterday? Quick, just 5
Five
minutes.
projects,
Process
sir.
quickly.
There are 5 projects.
There are more than 5, but you have knowledge of these 5 is more than enough to survive as an associate consultant. Don't say just 5. So these are common categories of projects which is used in a market. But it doesn't mean that these are the only type of projects. There may be other type of projects also, sub-type of projects. But knowing about these types are more than enough for you guys to survive. Yes, I know one by one what are there.
Implementation projects,
Okay.
support projects, upgrade projects, big plan projects.
So I hope everything is clear. SAP methodology. How many phases you have seen in a SAP methodology? Please use headphones. Don't be on speaker. This is what happens. This is what happens. Getting equal.
We have 5 phases. That are project preparation,
Okay.
and second one is not sure.
Blueprint. Final phase, go live and support phase.
Yeah, then realization, final phase, and go live and support.
That's good. So after taking the confirmation that they are cleared for yesterday's discussion, let me proceed. Please mute your mic. Especially those people who are using speakers. Better to use headphones so that you won't get disturbance about this echo sound. Fine. So before I take a quick start, we will start with implementation project. Then slowly, whenever we get the issues, we'll see how support project that works on, and wherever copy option is available, I'll show you how to work on rollout activity. This is how you will get an exposure to a categories of projects. Okay. So how we will start? Like everybody is new to SAP, right? Nobody is experienced. So you must know from basic what it is, right? So we will start with implementation project. Okay. So it helps you. My target is to give you an exposure of implementation project. Now this implementation project targets my agenda is to give you an idea that how project starts and how it ends. Okay, and what's your role as an FICO consultant? Like I said, let me tell you in a brief. Suppose one company, let's imagine it's a manufacturing company. So what do you think? What all departments minimum required to run this organization? Any idea? Finance is compulsory. Okay. Costing, maintenance of cost is also compulsory.
Stock.
Procurement is also required, that is MM.
Yeah.
Sales is also there, SD. Okay. Then HR, that is HCF, Human Capital Management. So that means minimum 5 modules. I'm not saying massive. This is minimum. As and when required, if they are having other activities which they want to control through SAP, then they can. So imagine that this client who is running a manufacturing business of any product, whether it is into electronics or any households or any product. If they are into manufacturing and they are trying to switch to SAP, might be possible that they are interested to implement all these modules. And what I said clearly yesterday, that SAP is into various modules. You come up with a business, SAP will give you the solution. Okay, almost every business is having, SAP now, right? So if you come up with a business requirement, SAP will give you the solution. Why? More than 100, more than 150, modules are available. If you are coming with industry-specific business, okay, SAP has SAP IS. Okay. Whereas this requirement, what I have, kept in front of you guys, that means you have to implement these modules into an organization. That means you need consultants from each area, correct? Like if requirement is big, 3 from FI, 2 for 2 from SD, okay, 2 from HCM or controlling side, 2 or 3 consultants. That means a team of 8 to 10 consultants depends on requirement. If the project is big, the team is big, the budget goes beyond the expectation. Okay. So how this starts? Implementation. Like first they will prepare, like yesterday I explained as a methodology, right? Project preparation phase. In this project preparation phase, the main activity after decision of team, the hardware requirement, the software requirement, the workshops, right? Many documents are prepared, especially the project charter. Project charter is nothing but project definition documents, okay, which gives you an idea about key project dimensions such as the scope of the project, the objective. It's like overall approach for the work to be completed for this client. And the most important point of reference for project stakeholders interested in project rationale. Okay, the goals and the scope must be mentioned. Okay, remember. And project charter, what I said, project charter is nothing but PDD. Remember this document. And I'm sorry to use this high level of language right from basic discussion, because you must have an idea about this also. See, just knowing a transaction code, how to create a customer, how to create a ledger and how to post a transaction, these are common stuff which is related by the institutions or so-called trainers, teachers. No, When you are sitting with the consultant, the language is bit higher level. Huh? I'm sorry if you are not understanding, if you are not able to digest my language, please stop me and you can clarify what it is. So what I said, whenever they are willing to implement a project and they are following a SAP methodology, the first and the foremost stuff is team, hardware requirements, software requirements, workshops, preparation of documents. While you are preparing a document, the most important document is your project charter item. Got it? So what is project charter? This is a document which consists of information about a scope, objective, and what they are trying to approach. Okay, what they are trying to take out of this implementation is mentioned. Okay, now this may have a bit more detail like what is the business need, why do we want to implement this project. Okay, why we want to implement this project in SAP, because I said yesterday that might be companies using other technology earlier than SAP, and they are having some issues with that technology. That software is not able to give the desired report which management is looking for. Maybe some heavy flow of transaction is not allowing that small piece of application to give the output on time. Okay, maybe hanging issues, maybe some change issues, right? And it also mentions the project mission, like a quite description about a project, like when it is going to get completed, what is the deadline, okay, how it is going to get delivered. Everything is mentioned in this project charter. Okay, and who is going to supervise this project from both the sides, from consulting and from core team side. I hope is it clear now. So when I said for one company this is the minimum requirement, not maximum. See, if other companies are there, they may require PP module, that is production planning. Okay, and another one is project system, which is also a module, right? So there are other modules also, CRM, customer relationship management, then supplier relationship management, supply chain management, FSCM, financial supply chain management, fund management, treasury management, right? Maybe they require more, especially the government of Andhra Pradesh has implemented SAP recently, like last year. Almost they have completed nearly 8 to 9 modules. Still it is going on, and that project has been taken by SAP Labs now. Okay, so what I'm saying is, depends on requirement, the modules are extended. Depends on client's interest, they have to hire that. Depends on budget item. Okay, so how an implementation project starts and what's my role, where I'm standing now. I'm an FI and CO consultant. Actually, what happens this is separate module. FI is separate and CO is separate. Actually, there must be two consultants from both the areas. But nowadays, because of competition, lack of proper budget, with the client, what we'll do now, they are willing for those people who are into these two specializations. But still, what we recommend to the standard client is, please hire both the guys in a separate manner. Why? Because see, you can't call both the doctors as one, like he is a heart specialist plus eye specialist together. Have you seen any surgeon like that? No. Yes. Have you seen any doctor surgeon like that? I'm an eye specialist plus heart specialist plus kidney specialist. Have you seen this plus degree? No. Right?
No, sir.
So every area is a very big. Every area is a big responsibility. Got it? So here, who we are, why we are all here, to get the training on FI and CO. So basically, these two areas is our responsibility. Okay. So when I'm saying these two areas is our responsibility, that means we are responsible for only this part. See, when it comes to the responsibilities of consultant in a project is like this. Maybe guy is here. He is looking forward for this corner. Maybe an SD consultant is here. He will look after everything from sales side. And I'm here as a financial consultant. Now you can't say that, I'm an all-in-one guy. I look after this plus this plus this. Nowadays, this is what's happening with the institutions and all. What they are saying, I'm an MM consultant plus SD plus FI. If client is really looking forward to suicide, then he must hire this kind of multi-personality disorder candidate. I'm really sorry to use this line. Okay, jokes apart, but this is the reality. So where we are is this. This is our area, and we are responsible for our area, not for these two. Is it clear? Though we are not responsible for this area, but having a bit exposure, knowledge on these two areas is an advantage. I'm not saying, see, this is not at all required. See, everybody is having a small exposure to sales and purchase only, right? Being a finance candidate, don't you know how to go for purchase, how to go for sales? You're having an idea, right? How purchase happens. Suppose if I'm looking for a new product in Amazon or a Flipkart, what I'll do? First, I'll search for a product. The same thing, this is done by procurement department, that is material management. Okay, so I hope that's quite clear. Now, as a financial consultant, it's our duty to work on the structures. That means the basic enterprise structure configuration is our responsibility. See, we are the project starters. We will start the configuration. Then SD and MM and SCM, all people will join. See, basic configuration, that means we are the layers of foundation. Who will go for foundation? It's just like a construction. Let's take an example of FI and CO in these two levels. This is one structure. Okay, this is another structure. These are two buildings. That means these are two modules which we are responsible to implement. One is FI. Okay, another one is CO. Okay, these two are the buildings. Now, before you start construction, before you start implementation of any of these, you need a foundation set. Okay, what's this? This is your foundation. With help of this foundation, when foundation is complete, then only you can go for modules. If this basic configuration is not complete, then it is useless to go for further implementations. I hope you people are getting this. And likewise, in controlling also, you have some basic configuration. Without this basic customization, basic setup, okay, basic configurations, it is usually to proceed for the other modules in controlling. Now, when it comes to basic structure, see, there is one interview question. They may ask you, will you please brief up about the basic configuration, which is to be done in financials. Then you can give up all these 22 points. Slowly we'll see what's that. I'll go for it. Or they may ask you a question like, what is enterprise component? Will you please explain about enterprise component? What is enterprise components? Those points which we configure in basics. Somewhere 20, 22 or 23 points are there. Okay. So how you can do that? What I did, I have divided those 22 to 23 points in 3 pillars. Don't try to search Google what are the basic 3 pillars in SAP Financials. You won't get them. Yesterday itself I said, I'm a different kind of doctor and you are my patient. If you want me to treat you, then you have to follow me. I hope you are getting this. I'm sorry to use these kind of simple examples to make you understood, and I hope you people are getting an understanding about these concepts. Right? So what I did, I have divided these into 3 basic pillars again. So what's that? The number 1 is the enterprise structure. I'm writing it very short. This is enterprise structure. Here number 2 is your general ledger structure. I'll write down like this. This is your general ledger structure. Third will be your global structure. This is your global structure. That means instead of giving you 22, 23 points in line, what I did, I have divided those 22 steps into these 3 pillars. That means if you forget to consider any one point in these basic configurations, that means, do you think that your construction will be stronger? The moment your engineer walks into your office and says, sir, I forgot to construct one main pillar in your building. Now, will you trust this construction?
No.
No, right? So here also, whenever you are trying to implement financials for any client, make sure that there is a perfect basic configuration, perfect foundation is constructed. Okay. So here we'll come to these structures one by one. It will take enough time for this explanation. Now, when this foundation is done, the first module is general ledger module. This is what I explained. The sub-modules of five, right? Yesterday we have seen did every idea. Then after completion of GL, we'll go for accounts payable. Okay. Then we'll go for accounts receivable. Then we'll go for asset account. Okay. Bank accounting somewhere after AP will configure that. No need to worry about it. It's a small piece of configuration. We'll complete that. No need to worry. So what are all these? These are the flows. I hope you got this. These are the flows. Now one by one we'll construct all this. One by one we'll implement all this. Now, why first GL? GL is the heart of accounting. Whatever you post in accounts payable, accounts receivable, asset accounting, that has to come and linked with general ledger. That's what I said. What I called yesterday the general ledger. General ledger is module known as heart of accounting, hub of accounting. Right? That's what I asked you a simple question on day one. I hope you remember or not. I don't know. I asked you about an entry for purchases. Right? Purchase account debited got debited with vendor as credit.
Vendor.
Right? This is the entry for purchases normally, and this is 100% correct entry. When I'm adding sundry creditors here, sundry creditors account is also got credited. Why? Now, which entry is perfect? Do you think this entry is wrong?
No.
No, this is 1000% correct entry. Yes, that means now purchase is a ledger. Okay, vendor goes to vendor reports. Now, sundry creditor, this is your GL account. I hope you got it. This is your GL account. That means you have done purchases, automatically your purchase got updated in sundry creditor. Similarly, in case of sales, sundry debtors will get updated. Summary of customers balance is sundry debtors. Correct? I hope you are getting it. That's the reason what I said. Whatever you post in all these areas, that will get reflected into general ledger. That's the reason this GL is known as R2R. Record to report. Is it clear or not? An AP is known as P2P, procure to pay. And AR is linked with O2C, order to cash.
Yes.
As a customer, they will place an order, then will supply, will go for a billing, then will collect the cash. Now, asset accounting concentrates on total controlling of an asset. Why? To have an accurate value of assets. Now, every year we have to prepare a balance sheet, and every year we can't mention the same value of assets. That means you purchased a car before 10 years and you are trying to sell the same car after 10 years with the same value. Who will pay for that? Now let me ask you one question. The iPhone 4 or iPhone 5, what is the value in today's market? Now nobody is even interested to purchase that handset for 4 or 5,000, correct?
Yes.
Correct or not? That means the values have been decreased. The demand is decreasing in the market. So here also, companies using, thousands and lakhs of assets. That means until unless you make a proper value, you evaluate your assets, you are not going to prepare your balance sheet, correct? So that's the reason this asset module is implemented in company. Okay. So overall, what all reports you are going to get out of these is used for external reporting. This is what I said. Correct? I hope you know how financials is implemented. Now how we'll go, first we'll go for enterprise structure. Now we will complete this. When this pillar is done, we'll go for general ledger structure. Then this is done, we'll go for global structure. When we complete our foundation, what I'll do, I'll go with the general ledger, the ground floor, then the first floor, then second, then last. I hope it is clear. This is my way of explanation to explain you how implementation is done on financials. Is it clear?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. Now, coming to controlling. In controlling also, I said that, for financials, you have basics. I was saying, for controlling also, you have basics. So here in controlling, you're not going to say the basic configuration. Here it is nothing but organization structure. Now, these organization structures again consist of 3 points, like maintain controlling area, then assign controlling area to the company code, then activate components, then number ranges, the versions. These are nothing but budget decision. So all these points must be configured here in organization structure. When you complete this configuration, your first module here is cost element accounting. The next, cost center accounting, then profit center accounting. Okay, then internal order. I got it. So this is for our second building. This is the strategy which I am about to use for second. This is how we are about to complete this stuff, and after completion of this, with functional plus technical both explanation, you are eligible to apply as an associate, not independent consultant, as an associate consultant. Remember this. For a consultant, independent work, right, you need some advance. I told you already, this is for ECC and this is for basics. Until unless you understood complete ECC, you are not going to upgrade yourself on S/4HANA. Is it clear? So
Yes, sir.
this is our agenda of training. I asked you not to move for COPA and COPC. Why? Because this is exclusively given to a controlling consultant. With an having exposure to cost accounting side, you must be a cost accountant or ICWA or CA or at least 5 to 6 years of controlling consultant experience. Otherwise, deciding about a cost, like I said, there are different categories of cost. How will you take a note on costing part? How many types of costing? On that day, we have discussed like almost 2 hours introduction stuff. We have discussed on that day. So I hope you got that area. Never ever try that area as your reflection. Honestly speaking. Otherwise, your interviews will keep on failing. So first, your target must be to get placed an associate as an associate. Then improve yourself into that 2 areas based on your experience. See, let me give an example here. I was just pass out doctor. Just pass out doctor as an example. Though I came from UK or US or Brazil, Switzerland or any developed country so far. Now this is the day one I am into the clinic and I am requesting my patient to undergo surgery with my hands. Will you be interested to be my patient? No, right? So here is also the same case. What people are trying to target is, I know product costing, I know profitability analysis. Please give me a chance to experiment on your company. Who will give you a chance? I hope it is clear. Is any questions on these structures?
No, sir. Clear.
Anybody? Rajesh, Sujuraj.
No doubt, sir. It is clear.
It's quite clear. How many Telugu speaking guys are here? One is Malayadri, one is Malayadavali, other one.
Rajesh. Yeah.
Sir, even I am Telugu speaking.
Okay. Fine, not a problem. No problem with communication. Right? All because my Telugu is not about the grammatical. I can understand. Okay. Any questions so far? Okay. I'll take it as a clear sign. Let's proceed for this enterprise structure for the day. Okay, we'll discuss this. See, again, before closing this slide, what I'll do, I'll give you a terminology, how we are about to proceed. My terminology of expansion, the logic which I'm using right now, for every area for expansion. First, we'll go for exponential. That is nothing but introduction about that area and complete detailed flow, that how it works. Okay, then the second phase will be the implementation phase. This implementation phase is nothing but hands-on SAP. That means configuration, setup, customization, all are same, right? So this is the third level is reporting, right? This is nothing but an output. See, at last, after implementation, you have some output. Right? What kind of output is it? When I said you post a transaction, it will update into the ledger, that you must see the ledger as a report also. And how that ledger will be disclosed to the management with different views will be explained. Right? So I hope this part is in. No matter whether it is GL, accounts payable, accounts receivable, asset accounting, or any modules in controlling, we will follow these three areas. Okay, we'll follow these three parameters in trade. Okay, I hope it is quite clear. Now, taking a start with enterprise structure. Why? Because what I said here is our first pillar is the enterprise structure. Now, what exactly this enterprise structure is? Let me write down few points here. Enterprise structure. Now, as a financial consultant, what I said, we will start a project. That means entire basic configuration about a company will be configured by us. Clear? Now, what all points which covers in enterprise structure? The number one is your company. That means the first point is define company. I'll come to an explanation about each and every point. Let me prepare these points first, then I'll come to the explanation. Second is creation of company code. Okay, then assign both together, like assign company code. I'm writing with short note. Company code to company. This is your third point. Next, define business area. Next is maintain consolidated business area. Okay, BA is nothing but business area. Then we have to assign both together. Assign business area to consolidated business area. Next, maintain financial management area. Okay, so called FM area. They'll call it as FM area, as a financial management. The next is you have to assign FM area to company. Okay. So almost 4 plus 4, 8 points is configured in enterprise structure. Now coming to an explanation of each and every point. The very first point is a company. See, in SAP, the term company is used mainly for group. Like, if any MNC who is working at global market, is operated by a group. Do you think Reliance is a group of company or individual unit? Group, right?
Group.
And that's yes. Tata is also a group. Now,
Group of
why I took these two Indian fish as an example? Because we can understand it easily. Otherwise, I can take head full of foreign companies, but you guys don't know who they are and what is their business. So let's take an example of an Indian fish so that we can understand easily. We know a lot about them and about their business. So here company is nothing but group. Is it clear? Here when we are defining a company means we are defining a group. Now basically what happens, SAP is, is a very costly implementation. I told you already. First of all, the cost of purchase is high, the cost of implementation is also high, and the cost of maintenance is very high. Got it? The more costly bike or the more cost of car is, the auto parts, the maintenance. Don't you think? Suppose if I bought 1.5 crores or 5 crores or 10 crores Ferrari with me, do you think the maintenance of Ferrari is easy for me? No. So the maintenance is also hard, right? So here, when SAP is purchased by an MNC, typically for a group, right? So the company is nothing but a group here. I'm taking that example of Tata. So here, my example is Tata. Okay, so this is my group. Now you can configure this with different details like the address of that office, language, the currency, the country where it is. That particular form is there. I'll show you when we start working on practical. Normally we'll try to switch this tomorrow itself. Okay, so what is company? Group. As an example, I have mentioned here as Tata. Okay. The next is a company code. Company code is nothing but the subsidiaries of Tata. I told you, when I am calling Tata as a group, how many business is run by Tata Group now? Any idea?
Five PC. Tata Steel,
Can you please? Yes, Tata Steel,
Tata Steel,
Tata Automobile,
Accessorial.
Tata Telecommunications, Tata Consultancy Services. Okay. They are into traveling and tourism. They are into chemicals. They are into oil and gas. Correct. So these are
Yes.
the subsidiaries. So what I'm doing right now, I'm writing them like Tata Auto, okay, Tata Steel, okay, Tata Telecommunications, right? You can take a further note on each list, Tata Consultancy Services, right? So here the subsidiaries is nothing but company codes. Is it clear? What is company
Yes,
code?
sir.
Subsidiaries. So as a general explanation, your company code is nothing but subsidiaries. Now how you are going to configure this? How you are going to put this information? Suppose if all of them all are separate business, all these units have decided to implement SAP, then you have to hire separate teams for each implementation. At a time, one doctor can't operate 4 patients. I hope it is understood, right? So separate team. Why? Because I have to look after those consultants who is having an exposure in automobile industry. Otherwise, someone who is having exposure to steel plants and all, or someone who is coming from telecommunication side, I'll hire that person. Why? Because I don't have to spend much time to explain the basics of telecommunication business to that person, right? So they hire an experienced consultant who is coming from these backgrounds. So subsidiaries are nothing but company codes. Functional is clear. Now technically how you are going to put this? Basically you are about to create these company codes with 4-character code. How many? 4-character code. Now these character codes will be created in alpha or numeric or alphanumeric. What do you understood by this? Right? Okay. Suppose for example, if I have to write my name in short, I'll just write down AM on what measure. So these two are alphabets, correct? Now, similar question is when you are configuring Toyota automobiles in SAP, how you are about to configure? How you are going to configure?
Alpha.
If it is alpha, what will be the 4-character code? G A G O. Okay, this is for start. Or else you can take down TAUG. All 4 characters. These 4 characters TAUG indicates start auto. Right? Now if it is an alpha numeric, what I'll do? TA01. If it is numeric, I'll create 3322. Any numeric character which represents Tata. Is it clear? Similarly, if you are configuring, if you are creating Tata Steel, how you are about to create? I will be creating TSTL alpha. If it is alphanumeric, then I'll go for TS07. Okay. The third, 4401. Any numeric. That means when you see this information in a system, that means what is TSTL? It represents data stream. What is TAUT? It represents data automobile. Why? With 4 characters. You don't have a choice to configure company code more than 4 characters. This is fixed in a system. I'll show you tomorrow. Okay, first you get the explanation in your mind. Then we'll go for practical. Any questions here? You got 3 parameters. You got 3 ways to create this. You want to, if you wish to create all with alpha, okay. Alphanumeric is also okay. All with numeric is also okay. Is it clear?
But it not be exceeded to 4 characters.
Exactly. There is no choice, Baba. There is no choice. Only 4 characters. Right? See, when that box is validated for 4 characters, how can I extend that? Now, when you are writing an year as 2021, now you are asking me to extend this further. Now this 2021 is followed by 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025. Is it a good way? No, right? So, when it is fixed as 4 character, when your year is fixed as 4 character, your month is fixed with 2 character, your date is fixed with 2 character, how can I extend that? Somewhere things must be under control, correct? So this is what. This is just a representation of your company name. That's it. It doesn't mean there is no description. Besides this 4 character code, there is a box where you have to write down complete details of that company. Tata Steel Private Limited. This is how you are going to write down this. Why? This 4 character represents as a company code, but there is no description. It's not like that. There is a description as well. Clear? Or any confusion?
No.
Clear. Okay. So we know what is company. We know what is company. Now the third point in enterprise structure, it's our duty to assign your company codes to the relevant groups. Okay, then only you are able to prepare a consolidated reports, right? Otherwise a group balance sheet, group trial balance, how you are going to prepare that? See, until unless you assign this to, see, when these childs are assigned to the parent, then only it is a family, right? When these childs are not assigned to a parent, then how come this parent is about to call that these are their child? Correct? Understood now? So the third point is we have to assign company code to the company. That means if it is Tata Automobile TAUT, I'm about to assign to Tata. Right? This is my job here. Is it clear, the third point here? This is how a mapping is done. What we are doing, we are working on mapping. We have to link everything to the company code. Then only we can call it as C. I'm working for Siemens now. Okay, so when I'm having a tag of Siemens, that means, okay, I'm associated with this. So here, whatever you create, you're going to assign to the company code, and company code is already assigned to the company. This is the hierarchy. Please understand. Okay. Now, proceeding further about the business area. What is business area? See, business area is nothing but a branch. What is business area? Branch. Separate area of operation. See, if it is an MNC, what do you think? How many outlets? How many offices across the globe? Okay, so I'll ask a simple question. How many offices across India for Reliance or Tata?
Each and every state it has.
No, how many offices are asking?
Sometimes.
Now I know diplomatic answer will come into the picture now. Somewhere in thousands,
Yes.
right? If I'm not wrong, in thousands. If I ask you how many employees, you will say that somewhere 1.5 to 2 lakhs. Because nobody knows, even Anwar doesn't know How many employees are working with me? That's why, because I'm not the employee of Reliance. Got it? So branch is nothing but separate area of operation. Why we need to configure business area as a question? Why we need a branch? Right? Suppose everybody who are listening to me here now is having a bank account, correct? Some people are having an account in ICICI,
Yes.
some are having in SBI, some are associated with Axis, SDFC, HSBC, Royal Bank of Scotland, Bank of America, a head full of banks, right? Now, if I ask you that I have to transfer some money to your account, so may I know your account number? They'll say, okay, take down my account number. Now, do you think that just account number, can I transfer the funds? No. The very next question is IFSC code, correct? IFSC. What does that IFSC code represents? That means your branch, correct? Where your account exists. So here also, whenever you are preparing any invoice, whenever you are posting any transaction, whenever you are billing to your customer, you must show that this billing is done with this branch. Suppose you are posting a debit voucher, you are posting an expense entry for that particular branch. So see, my accountant has posted an entry. Or that, see, I'm an accountant, I'm a very smart accountant. What I'll do, I'll take now rent account as debit. Okay, I'll just write down 55 lakhs. Okay, to ICICI. Okay, credit 55 lakhs, the same amount. Now I haven't given any explanation, no explanation here. Now you are the auditor of that process. Will you keep quiet on this entry?
No.
What will be your first question?
Where is the next one? What purpose it is having?
What you are going to ask? When you are questioning to an account staff, you will be asking, right? What kind of questions is there in your mind after seeing this entry? Imagine I'm your accountant and you are an auditor. I know questions, but you're going to shoot me on my face.
Are we paying the rent or receiving the rent?
Hi sir, this entry itself, you have paid this entry.
So it will ask
It is
which
received
branch
that rent is credited, right?
is paid, sir.
Exactly. So now which branch? Is it for one branch or multiple branches? For which month? For which from which check? From which check you take? These are the questions. Right? The first and foremost question which comes up in your mind is your branch, correct? So information of branch is very important in all transactions, especially in finance. You can't simply sign any voucher in any branch. They'll say, please go to the concerned branch and claim your expenses. See, I'm working for a Bangalore branch, so I can claim all my expenses in Bangalore itself. Now I can't claim my expenses, whether it is my house rent allowance or daily allowance or traveling allowance, conveyance or whatever it is, right? I have to take down from my unit itself, my branch itself. I can't claim from that Delhi office. They'll say, sir, please shoot this to the concerned branch. Correct? So business area is nothing but branch. Now, how you are going to configure branches? Now, I have taken an example here as Tata Automobile. Now, how many branches for Tata Automobile in India? Now, how will you identify each branch?
With the using of branch code.
Yes, branch code, right? You are correct. Now, here also, your 4 characters. All 3 parameters, alpha, numeric, or alpha. Now, imagine you got branches for Tata Automobile. Will you please give me an idea how you are going to configure it? Imagine you got Bangalore branch, or in Bangalore itself you got 10 branches, or in one area of Bangalore you got 2 branches. How you are going to identify it? See, every bank IFSC code starts with If it is ICICI, then it starts with IC 0000. So that ICIC always doesn't mean the same branch. Huh? Hope you understood. So will you please help me out to help me out? See, this is what the life experience. We are sitting on implementation project now. I'm forcing your mind to take a decision as a consultant. Now you decide. I'll give you three areas. One is Bangalore. Okay. Another one is Delhi. Okay. Another one is Mumbai. Okay. Another one is Hyderabad. Now, how will you take a note on all? Now, let me give you the scenarios. Let me give you the business cases. One city, one branch is my first case. Second requirement is one city, 10 branches. Give me the solution. When you are going to apply the alpha, when you are going to apply the numeric, when you are going to apply the alphanumeric. What is the best way? I hope అందరికీ అర్థమవుతుంది.
PABL.
Yes, PABL. Okay, I'll take your answer. What's next? If it is 10 branches in Bangalore, then what?
TAB2, TAB3, TAB4.
TB. Yes. TB01, TB02, TB03, like that. Okay. Or imagine you got 6,000 plus units in all over India. Now, what will be the best solution? Will you still come up with alpha and alphanumeric? Same solution here, Chamano.
No.
What will be the best way? Yes, other guys are also there. I hope you people please come up with my solution. Go ahead. Or because see what happens. Now we have one requirement of us. Now we have one requirement. Tomorrow we are having a physical report.
See, we can give one line, sir, for all the branches, entire Bangalore branches. So we have divided, right? So we can give the BGLR branches for Bangalore. So we can give like that, right? Single line.
What do you mean by single line? I did not understand.
Okay. No, so what I'm saying, so we have so many branches in Bangalore, right? So we can show it that is as one.
6,000 branches.
Okay.
Now, how will you decide?
So for one city, we can create one course, like a T, one course, like a T, then we do the cost centers, then we do the cost centers, right? For each branch.
Again, I repeat the simple question. Is it the best way to go with alpha? Numeric or alphanumeric?
Alphanumerics.
Do you think that alphanumeric is going to support?
Yes, sir.
Suppose a city itself is having more than 100. Simple solution I'll give you. For any multiple branch, then go for numeric. Instead of going for alpha or alphanumeric. Rajesh, from your side getting echo. Better to keep on mute. I'm hearing myself. Yes, thank you. Now see, there is no echo. Hope you understood. Okay, Malyadri, Sudhuraj, Swaroop, Srihari. I think now it is quite clear. So whenever typical requirement comes in, go for numeric. If there is a few branches, and it is quite easy to design for alphanumeric, please go for it. Or else only one branch in one area, then go for alpha. Like, I'm just typing here. If it is a Tata Automobile for Bangalore, what I'll do, I'll go for TABL or TABG. If it is Delhi, then what I'll do, TADL. What it represents, if it is TAHY, this represents Hyderabad. Is it clear now? So these are all for alpha. If it is numeric, 3301, 3302, 3303, right? 04.
Sir,
Whatever.
in this case, I have one doubt, sir. We cannot give alphanumeric, sir, here for these cases.
No. Why? Because see, every state, every city is not starting with B, right? Sometimes, how many states you have, how many cities you have starting with B and D? How many areas it starts with M and H? Right? So that might create a confusion. So for that, I'm not saying this is not possible. The best way and the easiest way, so that end user should keep a record of all these codes, EDS. Is it clear? So this is how, what they will do, they'll keep a track of these codes. What is 3301? Oh, this code belongs to Hyderabad. What is 3389 or 3387? Oh, this 3387 belongs to Delhi. Is it clear? Now, nowhere question. Now, this numeric 4-character key is representing a small single unit. Okay, one unit, separate area of operation. Suppose, now I'm posting an invoice. Now, one invoice got posted with this business area. Now, do you think there is a trouble to take out the details? No. Immediately, an auditor will identify, okay, call this branch and take down the details for this source. Maybe TABL is associated with another code as TABR, okay, TABC or TABH or TABJ. So these are the 4 business areas which are being configured according to business requirement. Now users, end users, they are robots first of all. Their target is to post to 250 or 400 invoices per day. What he'll do? Finance department is full of mistakes. Do you agree or not? Correct? In an auto factory, in an up arrow and down arrow, what they'll say, oh, instead of selecting TABA, I have typed TABR. Now, listen to one point which is very important for you guys from now on. Once the transaction is posted in SAP, it is not possible to delete the transaction. No delete in SAP. Now the question will be there in your mind. I extremely, sorry for this, what I have done. Last night I was fully drunk. This is what happens with me. No, you can't give your silly excuses in front of the management, correct? Now what's there to rectify this error then? No delete. I'm saying, ఒకసారి ట్రాన్సాక్షన్ పోస్ట్ చేసిన తర్వాత no delete అన్నాను. అప్పుడు ఏం చేస్తాం? What you are going to do?
We are going to reversal that entry, sir.
Exactly. Reversal is there. But how long you are going to revert? How long you are going to revert? That is also a big story. We really have a feedback for when go for general ledger modular. Let me give you a small piece of information. I have posted rent account debited to bank account. Actually, this is not rent account, repairs and maintenance account. I have posted with wrong ledger. Right? Again, this selection mistake. Now what I'll do, according to you, I'll reverse this entry. For that, bank account debited to rent account. Now what happens? If I am an auditor, I have seen these 4 pieces of lines is waste of time. Correct or not?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Now do you think that I only post one entry in a month like this? How many entries? Go and ask bankers about their audit. all bank staff is on medication at the time of audit. Why? Because these kind of entries debited from your account, again credited back in your account. Why? Phone Pay server hang, Google Pay server hang. Correct? Are you getting me or not? So what I'm saying is you have to avoid mistakes maximum. Now how to avoid mistakes? I'll give you guidance in general lecture module. But now we are in basics, we are in foundation. Again we are talking about the switches in ground floor. Yet we are in foundation itself. Let's construct the foundation first. So I hope business area is quite clear and how to configure this business area. And what are the possibilities which you have to consider when you are taking a decision on business area configuration. See, one more point. When we are starting this after business blueprint, correct? According to SAP methodology, when business blueprint is finalized, final business requirement. This is what I told you, right? What is business blueprint? Final business requirement. When you get this information of business areas in business blueprint, based on this business blueprint, you are trying to configure the system. You have to configure the system according to the requirement. I hope it is clear now. Okay. Right. Now the next is consolidated business area. Again, this consolidated business area is used for zone, like basically the group of business area. Again, this is done with 4-character code, alpha numeric and alphanumeric. Now how you are going to decide the zones? Let me know. How you are about to decide the zones? Suppose some cities are under south, some cities are under north, and some cities are under, some states are under, west or east. How you are going to decide? Let me keep it very simple. Suppose if Tata Automobiles management is deciding to know sales for particular branch, like Bangalore branch, then they will go for TABL and extract the sales figures. Do you agree? Please mute yourself. Some background hammer sound is coming up. Thank you. Thanks for understanding. So when a management of Tata Automobiles have decided to take out the details of sales, then they will simply go for TABL and they will extract the details of sales or purchases or expenses or income. Why? When they catch business area, they'll get everything. Now, not only this, sometimes management is looking forward at how their new product is performing in south, total south. So instead of picking up an individual business area, what they'll do, they'll go for TAST. What is this TAST? South Consolidation Business Area. That means all those cities which comes under south. Suppose this, okay, and this. What happens? Now the sales in Bangalore and sales in Hyderabad is consolidated and presented in TAST. I hope now it is clear. So this is how you can consolidate. Suppose the next one is TANT. What I'll do? I'll keep Delhi in this area. Delhi belongs to now. So all sales which comes under northern states or cities will come into TAN. This is what the importance of consolidated business is. That is nothing but grouping of your business units. Is it clear? The next is assign business area to consolidated business area. That means, suppose if I am a TABL and TAHY, now both belongs to TAST or TANT?
TAST.
TAST. It's your job. Take a note that to assign correct business area to the consolidated business area. Otherwise, what I am seeing is my name is in neighbor's ration card. You understand what I just said? My name is in neighbor's ration card. So who am I now? Yes, Madhyadri, Radhi, Sri Hari. Do you understand my question? No, by mistake, what I did, I kept Bangalore in Bangalore.
You are
I kept
belongs to your
Bangalore in
neighbor's family member.
one small mistake of configuration will give the wrong output, wrong reports, wrong extraction of data to the management. Now, do you think they'll forgive you? No, no. These mistakes are not silly mistakes, but serious mistakes must be avoided. What happens? The people who are just making up into an institution and getting trained by these teachers, or they are purchasing 100 rupees material, or PDF or YouTube or Google. Please stay away from these YouTube and Google and those hard copies of papers which usually bring from outside. Why? Because what I'm saying right from the day one is based on requirement, you have to design the solution. Correct? Please keep that in your mind. And I'll keep on repeating this. Do you understand this? Now, do you think this explanation is available in Google? You take out any Google document, let me see whether this is available or not. Now, I'm sharing with, it's my challenger. After this, now if you get any requirement of business area or any requirement of company code configuration, is it difficult for you guys to understand the requirement? No. Now you can design on yourself. Why? Because you know how to design. Got it? Okay. Next is financial management area. That is FMA. Actually, the responsibility of configuration for FM area is ours. We have to configure, and this is 4-character code. You can keep it same as company code, or you can create with any 4 character, whether it is numeric or alpha or alphanumeric. So what I'm doing right now here is I'm just taking it as PAUT. That is, this is a same 4 character which I have used and mentioned with a description as financial management area for Tata Automobile. Okay. The next is your FM area must be assigned to the company code. That means my FM area is safe. Okay, and my company code is also safe. What I'll do, I'll assign both of them to me. Now, the responsibility of creation, that is configuration and assignment to the company code, is mine. That is financial. But the use of this FM area, is for other departments, especially those people who are working on FSEM. These are separate modules. Financial, supply chain management, fund management, treasury management, cash management, like that. Basically, these are those departments, these are those modules which usually concentrate on monetary flow of the company. Monetary flow. And they always look into the financial movements. From there, the money has to come from, to whom we have to pay, to whom we owe, and who is owing to our company. I hope you got it. Basically, they will prepare all these sort of reports. The main reports which these people concentrate is cash flow and funds flow. I hope you guys are aware of these reports. What is cash flow?
Money is going out on coming. So we treated that is the class for how much is going out, how much is coming in.
Got it. And this is what Google answer says. And this is what Google answer says. Inflow and outflow of cash. Do we have any other lines for this?
Sir, all transactions related to cash.
Lot of disturbance. Please come again.
All transactions related to cash.
Okay. The same line with the expression to. The answer. And it's different mode. Why? Malayadri, Swaroop and Sujuraj. Any idea you guys are having about this? 100% correct answer is inflow and outflow of cash. Understood. But do you think inflow and outflow is so easy to prepare? First of all, let me tell you few inputs about these two reports. These two reports are forecast. What is the meaning of forecast?
Whether
తెలుగులో చెప్పు పర్వాలేదు అర్థం చేసుకుంటాను
whether whether any degree slope store cost testing,
What?
how the
One by one.
temperature will
What?
be
How
there.
the temperature will be there. Exactly. No, this is just a forecast in the sense, not sure. Based on parameters, based on some points, we are taking this. That means your customer has committed to pay 20 lakhs tomorrow. Now, will you trust your customer? Is it 100%
No,
sure
sir.
that tomorrow at 4 o'clock I'm receiving 20 lakhs?
No, no. Until we receive
Yeah,
the
no,
money,
how we are to trust him? So what happens, cash flow and funds flow, these two reports are nothing but forecasting report customer. Not sure. Just to keep management updated about this is the sum of money which is stuck into the market in customer's pocket and the sum of money which we owe to our vendors. Correct? So the best definition for cash flow is cash in hand, that means cash is with you plus expected receivables minus expected payables. I hope now you understood why I'm using a word expected here. I can only expect tomorrow, if he has committed today that tomorrow 4 o'clock I'm about to pay 20 lakhs, then he may call up at 1 o'clock and say, boss, today management is not there. Signatory authority is absent. Nobody is there to sign on a signature. So your payment is delayed for 2 more days. Why? Boss is in outstation. Now what happens to your forecasting report? I hope you understood. So these are those reports which is prepared as a forecast. So keep an eye on moments of finance. Basically, these departments will look into these reports. So this FM area, what we have configured and assigned to the company, will help them to draw these kind of reports, mainly cash pooling reports and all. Now, what is fund flow? Monitoring of funds in your bank account. Is it clear now? So all these points belongs to the first pillar, that is the enterprise structure. Right? What we will do, you have seen today the explanation of these points. Tomorrow we will put these points into the SAP. That phase will be a realization. That means the hands-on. Is it clear now? Yep. So that's all about enterprise structure explanation. Any queries? Please open up yourself.
sir, can you explain one more time with the cash flow and fund flow one?
Cash flow is nothing